Lizzie Grubman runs over 16 people. Hey, Grubby, put it in park for a Fezatorial. Well. Publicity princess Lizzie Grubman throws her SUV into reverse and runs over 16 people outside a bar. And I haven't seen anyone back into this many people since the time I auditioned for the role of Prison Bitch number 2 on the hit HBO series Oz. But what really butters my love biscuit is the casual attitude with which this crime is being handled. Lizzie clobbers 16 people with her SUV, or as she calls it, her FUV. She flees the scene and is allowed to turn herself in at her earliest convenience, and then is freed after posting only $25,000 bail. In the meantime, Paula Poundstone is arrested in the night and has to post a $200,000 bond just for kissing her daughter goodnight. Sure, it was a French kiss goodnight. And yes, it was done under the nightgown. And okay, it lasted 20 minutes, but at least no one was almost killed. And now Lizzie Grubman's defenders are saying we don't know how nice she really is. Big deal. She could be delivering Meals on Wheels. She's still not allowed to run over people doing it. Besides, how do we know Lizzie Grubman has always been so nice? As a kid, she probably backed her big wheel into a bunch of first graders waiting at a lemonade stand. Lizzie claims that this was all an accident. Well, I've seen her face on TV, and I can understand if she didn't want to look in the rearview mirror. When I first saw that mug, I thought, wow, Mattel has finally put out alcohol poisoning Barbie. Not to be cruel, but when Lizzie's attorney claims she's getting a lot of sympathy, I'm sure it's only from people confusing her with Greg Allman, and they're offering their condolences on the loss of his brother Dwayne. But you know, this whole thing reminds me of growing up in Pinellas Park, Florida, where we didn't have a lot of indoor plumbing, so our biggest crime wasn't hit and run, but something that rhymes with it. But it was there that I discovered how serious these types of driving incidents are. I remember Mother organizing a meeting of bad drivers in our barn one night with our handyman named Bobo. Bobo had brought over 15 of his friends who were all horrible drivers. In fact, by the end of the night, I overheard every one of them saying they had rear-ended Mother. One after another claimed to have slammed her from behind. The last one must have even hit our pet mule, because he said he had to use a donkey punch on her and... Wait a minute. So when she was on her knees, they weren't holding her head to adjust her whiplash. Anywho, when it comes to Lizzie Grubman, we can't let her do whatever she wants just because she has money. First, it's running down patrons at a Hamptons night spot. What's next? Bombing Saks because they didn't have a dress in her size? Remember the last time a privileged rich girl was allowed to run amok? Now she owns ECW, and it appears there's no stopping Stephanie McMahon Helmsley. Let's not let it happen again. It's time we put our foot down and told these social princesses that we're here, we're queer, we will not disappear. This has been my Fezatorial. You.